Hi guys, it's Sam here with Bargain Hunting Blonde, and I am doing a Europe haul 1 year in review video of everything I bought last year in Europe when I got engaged. So first we're gonna start with a bag I bought in Italy. So as you guys can see, it's in this dust bag. So it's Gucci. And I bought this bag when I was in Naples, and the reason I decided to buy the Gucci in Italy instead of in Paris, which is where I bought most of my stuff, is because it's an Italian brand, so it was actually slightly cheaper in Italy than it would have been in Paris. And it's not that big of a difference, and they're both euros, but it was enough that I was there and I figured why not, and the staff was really helpful, which I really appreciated. So first is my really cute, this is the Gucci Marmont camera bag, but in the small, so not the mini. So you'll see most people have the mini camera bag, but for me that bag was too small. It doesn't fit a full-size wallet. I have to carry 2 phones, one for work and one for personal use, and it was a really, really tight squeeze. And so my, not then yet fiance, but my boyfriend at the time was like, Sam, honestly, you can't fit all your stuff in that bag. Like, why would you buy a bag that you can't get all your stuff in? Which I guess is true, and I know mini bags are really in, but if a bag doesn't fit a pretty good size wallet, I can't deal with it. I bring around way too many cards. So this, as you guys can see, is the classic chevron pattern of the Marmont bag. It does have, unlike the flaps, it actually has the GGs on the back, which I prefer. I really don't like the heart on the back of the flap, which I said in my London haul video. I just find it a little immature, but I mean, how often do you really see the back of the bag? So this bag I've used a lot. I actually was really surprised. I wanted to try a camera sized bag, and I have the Gucci Soho Disco, and I honestly don't use it that much. So when I was in there and I was looking at the bags, I at the time was like, I don't really like the flap, but I really like this camera bag, but I don't like the mini. So when they pulled out the small, I was super excited. I use it mainly just to like run errands and stuff like that. I could see it being a going out bag. It's a little big, but I think you could definitely, if you like to bring a full-size wallet along, it would work out great. A lot of people complain that the leather is really soft and that it's gonna mark easily, but honestly, I'm not that gentle with this bag. I see like maybe 1 scratch on it. I did spray it with Apple Guard. I honestly spray everything, and I know a lot of people don't like to do that, but I do. I just feel like, why not protect from what could happen? And I mean, I try to be careful, but you never know. You never know what you're gonna bump into or what you're gonna have on your clothing that you don't even notice and it rubs up against your bag. I chose the black because I wear this a lot with dark denim, and I did not want color transfer. So I do have the flap in the beautiful porcelain rose, but with the flap, I carry it by its 2 handles a lot, so it's a lot shorter in length than by this one, which is solely a crossbody strap. The nice thing about this strap is it is, see right there, it is adjustable, which is great. I have it on the, I think this might actually be the longest, yes, the longest length, just because I'm really tall. It works great as a crossbody for me. It works great as just a shoulder bag, which is actually how I carry most of my crossbody bags. And I love this little thing. It can get a little annoying, but it's actually really, really convenient when you're trying to get in and out of the bag. So let me show you the inside. It has a nice zipper that is more of like a tarnished sort of gold, like an antiqued gold, which is nice because it's not gonna mark as easy. So I keep everything stuffed. So let me take this out real quick. I stuff my bags just so they keep their shape. I think that's one of the easiest ways to ruin, especially a softer leather bag, is to not stuff it. So in here, you guys can see it's a lot like the mini, it's just bigger. So it has the full giant pocket, which is what most of it is. It does also have the slip pocket, which I still have all its little like cards in and tags and all of that. It has the little Gucci made in Italy tag right there on that. And it just honestly holds a lot. This micro, I think it's like a microfiber, micro suede lining is really great. I haven't gotten any marks on the inside of the bag. And I put like everything in here, so I really have loved this bag, and I think it's a great buy. I got it before the price increase, and it was in Europe, so it was already cheaper. The euro to dollar ratio was really good, and then I got the VAT back. So it's a great way to buy bags for slightly cheaper is to buy them in Europe. Their retail price is lower than with the euro to the dollar and the VAT. It's just a great way to save and buy straight from the boutique. So if you're not a pre-loved person, it's a great route to go. So next is going to be, the rest of my haul I should say, is going to be stuff that I bought when I was in Paris. So when I was in Paris, I was obviously into shopping and I wanted to go to the main Louis Vuitton store. I would say I really want to go back to Paris. When I go back to Paris, I will probably not shop at the store that is on the Champs-Élysées. It was crazy. Unfortunately, I had someone who was helping me at Louis Vuitton who was newer, and she didn't know most of the stock, so I knew more of the stock than she did, which is a little unfortunate because I wanted, a luxury buying experience, and I didn't really get that, but I really wanted to buy something from that store. So just be prepared, especially if you go in the summer, that there's a lot of people there. It's really hard to get help, and honestly, they were out of a ton of stock, which is a little bit of a bummer, but they did have two pieces I was looking for. So first is my Josephine wallet in Damier Ebene. You guys can see that it has the red snap button closure, and it's also red on the inside. So there's no pockets on the back of this wallet, and is also a much bigger wallet than a lot of people right now are carrying because mini bags are really in. But again, I don't have a lot of really truly mini bags. So this wallet has held up great. This was the wallet I was using until about a week ago. I did get it hot stamped because I'm planning on keeping it. So, story behind all the purchases in Paris. So I went shopping on my last day in Paris, and I actually ended up getting engaged that nighttime, in front of the Eiffel Tower. So all these pieces have a really special meaning to me. I was really spoiled. I don't think it'll ever happen again. I know it won't ever happen again. I won't be getting engaged in front of the Eiffel Tower and buying things at Louis Vuitton and Celine. So it's basically like my perfect day in a handbag lover's dream, and then I got engaged. So that was great. So I decided to hot stamp this piece, but I didn't do it until I got back to the States because the line for hot stamping when I was there was astronomical, and I wasn't about to wait in that. So as you can see, this wallet has 4 card slots on the bottom. It has a slip pocket here that is kind of big enough for money, but I normally just put more cards in. It has another slip pocket here, and then it has this great zippy compartment that actually comes out. So if you're carrying around a smaller purse, this does fit cards. It also fit money, change, whatever you want to put in it. It's a great little piece, so it's kind of like a 2-in-1. I have found that this wallet has held up great. I really like it. The only wear on this after a year, and I use it pretty consistently, is the button. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it is slightly getting dirty. And this is something that is known to happen with these wallets that do have the color buttons. I love the color button, but I do know that it's gonna wear. I was just in Louis Vuitton, and it's about a $30 replacement, but that is gonna probably take about 6 to 8 weeks. So it's not a horribly expensive replacement, but it's something to keep in mind if you're buying one of the wallets with the colored interiors. So I picked up this little baby, and that wallet matches my other Louis Vuitton purchase. So this is a bag that I've been looking at for a while. It is in this little dust bag, so you guys can see it's a mini bag. As I said, I'm not really a mini bag person, but this bag fit enough and fits that full-size wallet, so I was willing to try it out, and I had been eyeing it in the store and was glad that they actually had this, because I looked at 3 or 4 other bags and they didn't have the color combo or the size that I wanted in stock at the store. And they were actually, I had her look in other stores in Paris because there's more than one Louis Vuitton, and they were out of certain bags everywhere. And as you guys know, in the States, it's becoming a lot harder to get canvas pieces. So I'm not sure if that was also part of the reason, or if it was just, it was summer and it was really busy. So I picked up the little Alma BB in Damier Ebene. So you guys can see, it says right here, it's a made in France piece, which is a nice thing. I don't know if it'll focus on that, which is the nice thing about buying bags when you are in France, is that a lot of the pieces you buy are going to be made in France. My wallet was actually made in Spain, and I'm not this big person who really cares if it's made in France. It's just kind of fun if it is, because I did buy it in France. but I have a lot of made in the US pieces, made in Spain pieces. It's just fun that this little guy was. So as you guys can see, this bag I've actually used a lot, and it is in fabulous condition. It has little feet, which I love, because I don't like when you're setting such an expensive bag straight on the ground because it doesn't have feet. So that was a big plus. It does have the dual zipper pull, which is really nice. It also comes with a lock and key, but I have not put it on the bag yet, even though I've used this bag for a year. I just haven't decided I wanted to tarnish it. I like the way it looks. I did leave on the little key bell, which you guys can see. I'm thinking of also getting this hot stamped as well. So again, I stuff everything. So let me take the stuffing out real quick. You guys can see the interior of this bag. It is the beautiful red color. It has one little slip pocket. Would probably hold some cards, but it's not gonna hold a phone or anything like that. And that is the only pocket in this entire bag, which would make you think, okay, this bag looks really small. It doesn't hold a whole lot, but it does hold a full-size wallet. It holds 2 phones, it holds my keys, and I have a lot on my keys, and it'll hold a couple other things like receipts, or if you wanted to put in another little pouch or something like that, like anything that you have that maybe is holding some makeup, like some lip glosses or anything like that, definitely will fit in this bag, which is great. And it really has an amazingly wide mouth, so it's really easy to get stuff in and out of. I know that can be a complaint with smaller bags because they're really cute, but you like can't get your stuff in and out of the bag. This you can. The only downside to this as a mini bag is it is built almost in this like triangular shape, and so it can hold a lot more at the bottom, but if your things are like wide and tall, you're not necessarily gonna be able to get this bag zipped. I don't have a problem with that, but I've heard some people who do complain that that is an issue. I definitely recommend this bag, especially if you're a mini bag person who doesn't necessarily want what fits in a mini bag. Like if my phone or my wallet does not fit in a bag, it's a no-go for me. Granted, I do have a 6S, so it is very small and old, but I'm looking to upgrade, and I definitely gotta make sure it fits in my bags. So, last purchase from Europe. I went to 4 or 5 stores. I dragged around my entire family and my not yet, but almost fiance to a bunch of different Celine stores looking for this very, very specific bag that I had been eyeing. I had seen it previously when I was at the Celine that's in Neiman Marcus in the Stanford Shopping Center, and I had routinely visited it, but knew that it would be cheaper for me to purchase when I was in Paris. Really wanted to get it in Paris. So I go to a couple stores and I tell them what I'm looking for, and every single store without fail, the look on the face is like, as soon as I say what color I'm looking for, is like, we don't have that. Like, oh no, another crazy person is asking for this purse. Like, we do not have this. So I go to a couple stores and they keep telling me other stores have it. I'm like, okay, great. I know this is the color I want. Like, let me go to these other stores. So I walk all around Paris. Like, I'm not even kidding you. Probably like 10 miles by the time I went to the 4 different Celines I went to. And I finally get to the last Celine before where I found the bag. And she goes, okay, so I think there's one more in this store. And I looked at her and I was like, okay, I've heard, this is like the 3rd time I've heard this. Like, is there any way I can reserve it? Can we call ahead? I know this is the bag I want. Can you please put it on hold? And I guess that's not something they really do in Paris, or that Celine really does. But she could tell I was desperate. At this point, my family has had it with me. They're like, Sam and her crazy bag hunting. Like, this is normal, but you're getting ridiculous. So she calls and they say they got in one this morning. They will put it on hold. You know, what's my name? And so I'm like immediately walking over there. Granted, it's like another 5 miles in the other direction, but we're going. We have to go get this bag. So we get to the Celine and one of the sales associates approaches me and she's like, oh, you know, what are you looking for? And so I tell her, like, this is the bag I'm looking for, this color I want. Her face is just this look of like pure like, oh no, not again, that I've seen on like 4 other sales associates' faces. Like, we don't have that bag. And so she starts to go say it, and then out from the back comes the manager who the other sales associate at the other store I talked to, and she's like, oh, you're Sam, it's great, we have the bag for you. But like, as soon as I saw the sales associate's face, my heart dropped. I was like, this is like my 5th Celine, are you kidding me? Like, I just want this bag. And so, long story short, she brought out this beauty, which if you guys watched my 5 top luxury must-haves, made it in there. This is the Celine belt bag in the mini size, so this is now the biggest size they have. And it is in a like dark slate gray in a, I think you'll be able to see it, in a drummed leather. It is a beautiful bag. Actually, this color now it was so popular, and this was the last one in all of Europe, that it is a staple color in this bag. So if you like this color, you will not have the problems I had trying to find it, and you'll be able to find it. So this bag has held up amazingly well. I found that that's really common with Celine bags, especially drummed leather. They're just super durable. The Celine bags are made so well, and I know a lot of people can think they're really plain, but when you go into the store and you see the craftsmanship on this bag, it's just amazing. They're just so well made. So first off, what makes this bag great is it has feet. True feet. I love feet on a bag. It's definitely a must-have for me. Secondly is I feel like when I carry this bag, it's obviously a beautiful bag and it's a nice bag, but people don't necessarily know it's designer. So if you're a handbag person like me, you're gonna know right away because you can tell by the belt bag look that it's Celine. But if you're not, it is, the only identifier is this little Celine emblem on the very front of the bag. So it's very inconspicuous, but at the same time, it's just a beautiful bag. It also has a zippered back pocket, which if you want easy access to your phone, or in my case phones, they fit back there. It's a little hard to open, but the phone's easy enough to get in and out. It is lined with an unfinished leather, so it's kind of like a suede, it feels like a suede. And it just makes it so much easier because some people do find that this bag is difficult to get in and out of. I personally don't, as you guys can see, I'm undoing it one-handed. That might be because this is my bag and I use it all the time. You can also buckle it on the outside, but I prefer it inside. I think what makes it difficult is to pull down and then push up. So it's just really safe, which I appreciate. I would rather my stuff be safe and the bag's harder to get into than like something that's super easy to get into. Someone can steal it. So it does have a zipper, which is great. I actually don't normally zip the zipper, but if you wanted added security, you definitely could. Again, with all my stuffing, sorry guys. Stuff everything. It has, I mean, you guys can see, like I don't know if you can see that. It's got the blue sticky stuff on it still because I'm not taking that off on the inside lock until it falls off. I'm definitely one of those people. It has some little pockets right here that are on like hanging on this little flap that is actually only attached at the top. There are two pockets. As you can see, it's holding the cards that it came with and all that. So it came with this, just like a little care card and all of that. And I also have the initial tag that it had. And it is again lined in this like unfinished leather, which you can see on this top flap. So this one does have the strap. It is not a crossbody strap. It is a basic, simple shoulder strap. It is not adjustable. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it there. Not adjustable. Here are the little toggles. It's really cute. It's great. It has little clips on the back for it, which you guys can see. So you just clip it on there, and I personally carry it a lot by hand, just because that's kind of what the bag reminds me of, is that you would carry it by hand. But it is very easy if you just want to put the shoulder strap on and carry it like that. So this bag, looking at it and looking over it, I honestly don't even see anywhere. Like I don't see anywhere on the glazing, which is somewhere that I've noticed my Louis Vuitton bags really age really quickly, is on the glazing. I don't honestly notice like anywhere on this bag. I will say though, that as you guys have seen as I've been taking out the stuffing, I store all my bags with stuffing. I store them all in their dust bags. I would love to display them. I honestly think they're works of art, but I know that keeping them in their dust bags most of the time is a good idea. You know, the temperature, I live in the Bay Area, and like right now it is really, really hot, but the temperature varies a lot. I don't want them to get hurt because of, you know, them not being exactly stored correctly. And so I just think the dust bag kind of helps to make sure that doesn't happen. And that's really important to me. So overall, out of my whole European haul, 1 year in review, the bag I would recommend as everyone should have one in their collection is definitely this belt bag. But if you're looking for something that you can use every day, that holds everything, and that is more of a crossbody, I would definitely recommend this Gucci Marmont small. The mini, like I said, is too small for me, but I love this bag. I think it's great bang for your buck. It's, I think I want to say now, and I'll put it down in the description box below. It's about 1,200, I think, in US dollars. So Still expensive, but in terms of like the luxury handbag world, is definitely on the cheaper side. I think it is great, and people know that it is Gucci, but it's not as in your face as, you know, the full print Louis Vuitton monogram could be, which I still love, but some people don't. So I would say best bang for your buck if you're looking for an everyday use bag is definitely going to be the Gucci, because the Celine is much more pricey. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video of my 1 year in review of my European haul. If you really liked this video, and you like these sort of luxury hauls and different luxury collection videos and reviews, please make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and the notification bell if you want to know every time I upload a new video, which I'm trying to do about once a week. I also have linked in the description box my Facebook and my Instagram, and I'd love if you guys would follow me on both those platforms to see how I style these bags, to see what fits in them, and just to see my everyday outfits. Thank you so much for watching this video, and see you next time. Bye.